welcome. Oh man, I didn't check what episode we're on. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 22 of the Stringing It Together podcast. Yay! So I am Becky, your host as always, and I am coming to you from Frankfurt, Germany, where I currently live with my 2 cats. So yes, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I haven't done like a little introduction in a while. Maybe I should do that really quick. So yeah, as you might be able to hear, I'm an American. I am currently living in Germany, where I moved primarily because I'm an opera singer and I'm hoping to have my career here. And I'm also a knitwear designer and I have this podcast and that's about it. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Good. So yes, you can find me on social media as Soprano Knits. So I will pop that up on the screen so that you know where to find me. And also we have a Ravelry group for the podcast, which I highly, highly recommend that you check out. It is called the Stringing It Together podcast group, which you can find very easily by searching in the groups tab on Ravelry. And yeah, that's where we post about knit along news. There's an Ask Me Anything thread on there. I did open the thread that I talked about last week, the Art and Fear thread. It has been completely inactive except for me, but it's there if you guys want to use it. And yeah, so come and join us over there. That would be super lovely. Yeah, I also want to quickly say a couple people have said that the autofocus really annoys them. I don't know what to do about that. So yeah, I mean, when I first got this camera, I didn't use the autofocus and it was super annoying. I don't know what's more annoying, it kind of going wah, 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 every once in a while or just things being out of focus. So I don't know, or I don't know if there are lenses that focus differently. Maybe an STM lens, which has a silent motor, would be better. So if you guys know about this and have experience, please feel free to let me know. My cat's jumping on my bed loudly. I have a Canon EOS 650D, which I believe in the US is called it's the Rebel T4i, I think. So I'm just using like the standard kit lens right now. Yeah, so if that bothers you, I'm really sorry. And it's kind of frustrating since I just bought this camera very recently. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions about that, that would be lovely. So that is super random. Let's get back to what we're talking about. So we do have a knit along running at the moment. It's called the Keep Knittin' Kitten Cal, and I'm hosting it with my lovely, lovely friend Hannah of the Corner of Craft YouTube channel and the Crafty Chat podcast. And it is a Stephen West knit along. So you can knit any Stephen West pattern. Whips were allowed as long as they were less than 50% completed. And yeah, that's running through the end of June. So get your needles going, get your projects off the needles. We already have some really beautiful finished objects in the finished objects thread. So go and check that out. Yay. Stephen West. It's always fun. Always a party. Okay. I also want to say a humongous thank you to everybody who supported and purchased my new pattern that was released 2 weeks ago, the Taunus socks. So thank you so, so much. Whether you purchased the socks or just the heel pattern. Again, if you purchase the sock, this is what it looks like, by the way, Taunus socks. If you purchase the sock pattern, it comes with the new depth heel. Or if you just want the heel, you can purchase it separately. So yeah, it's really fun to be seeing a couple of people knitting them, and yeah, I'm happy with them. I'm especially proud of the heel. Yeah, so they're up on Ravelry. Of course, if you want to get your own pair, the link will be in the show notes. But yeah. Yay! So thank you so much. I appreciate all the love in the pattern. It's hard to know sort of when designing things if people will like them or, yeah, it's hard to know. But it seems like people liked it, so I'm super grateful. So thank you. Okay, so moving on. I feel like I don't have a ton of progress to share with you guys. I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah. I don't know. I do have a half object, and it is a sock design that I mentioned last time. And I had said I wasn't going to show it, and then I figured, like, why not? You know, it's not finished. I might do some tweaks to the pattern. I'm probably going to knit the actual sample in different yarn. But I just thought I would kind of show you guys what I have so far and what I've been working on. Why not, right? So here it is. Doo-doo. So yeah, the name is sort of TBD. I have an idea, but I have something sort of behind the scenes in the work. But this is the sock. I'm not going to go super into detail about it, but that's what I have at the moment. Very cool. So yeah, I actually really love it. Yeah, I think they're cool. So yeah, that's that. Just to show you I have been working on something, and that kind of flew off my needles. I had so much fun knitting it and coming up with the design. And I had to, you know, rip back a couple times. It happens a lot in designing, but yeah, I really loved working on that. So yes, on to whips. I really only have 2 active whips this week. So here we go. My entry for the Keep Knittin' Kitten Cal is my Speckled Fade Dotted Rays. It's a long name. And I was in the middle of the row, but I finished the row, so I didn't have to do the same thing I did last week. Although now it's a tangled mess, because I haven't woven in any of my ends. So yes, here it is so far. Yay! It has grown. This was my progress keeper from last time. My kitten right here. You can see that? Yeah. So yeah, I got a fair amount done. Yeah, the yarns are, the first one is Fine Fish Yarns in the Maven colorway, which is, it was leftovers from this sock because I love that color so much. And then I used La Bien-Aimée, their MCN base in the Liesel colorway. And then the bottom one is La Bien-Aimée Tickle in their singles base. So I'm mixing bases, I don't care. I'm still kind of wondering if it's me, this color palette. So I'm really thinking hard about what I want to put next. And I have some options. I really don't want to buy yarn, really trying not to. I think this is definitely going to go in here. I can't find the tag to this, but this is Hedgehog Fibers Film Noir. Because it does have some pinks in there, but also obviously some darker patches. So I was thinking that that could go next, but maybe I want something more contrasting. Originally, I was going to build the shawl around the Hedgehog Fibers Monarch colorway, and then somehow that just fell by the wayside. But I was almost thinking, maybe I can, oh God, maybe I can put it in, I don't know how to show you. Just put some orange in there, like that wouldn't be too weird, would it? I don't know. Or I have this colorway, this is the Melba colorway from Barenvola, which honestly was a huge disappointment because it looks totally different than it does on the website. So, I don't know. And then, or I have something like this, which isn't speckled. This is Undergrowth. And I had originally decided I didn't want to do something this dark, but I also think it might kind of balance it better if I eventually do something dark. Like if I did something like this. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't show you. This, and then this, and then this, and then how. Now I understand all these people trying to show their fades and stuff. I don't know. If you have an opinion, do tell me what you think, because I'm kind of stumped on that. But I do want to continue working on it and try to get it off the needles soon. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I wish I could use this, but I have a sweater quantity of this for a sweater, obviously. So I don't want to break into that. But that one's beautiful. Okay, so that's that project. I'm enjoying it. I just have to decide the direction I want to go in next. So yes. Focus is being really active today. It's kind of annoying me. Sorry. Okay. Then I have in my fringe field bag, I have my Siri cardigan. And the body was done last time, and I just had to start the sleeves, and I didn't start the sleeves until like 2 days ago. I don't know what was wrong with me. It just seemed like this huge feat to start the sleeves, and it totally wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. But I started one of them, and here it is. So yeah, it's not super long. However, I did finish the chart. And I actually enjoyed it a lot more doing it on the sleeve because it was just like a smaller... Sorry, my camera is like flashing the time it's been recording at me really violently, and I don't know what that means. So yeah, I started the one sleeve and I got through the chart. So now I'm just doing stockinette and some decreases on it. So yeah, and I am excited. I hope they come today or tomorrow. I ordered some new needles. I ordered a 9-inch circular needle that is a size, what is this, 4mm or US 6? Because I didn't want to do the charted part on the 9mm, but I love knitting sleeves on, no, not 9-inch. I can't speak today. I need to drink more coffee. This is still my first cup of coffee and I have not been drinking it. Yeah, I love knitting sleeves on the 9-inch circulars. They fly for me. So I knew that for the stockinette part, I really wanted to have those, and it'll just be good to have in my stash for when I knit future DK weight sweaters. So yeah, I am excited to get more done on this. I love the color so much. I love the pattern so much. Obviously it's the middle of summer, so yeah, and it might go on a little bit of a hiatus for a while. I'll talk about that later. But it's definitely, it's not going to go into deep hibernation because I don't really do that. That stresses me out. People who have a million whips on the go and they just hibernate for months, like my brain doesn't work that way. I need to like conquer them. So yeah, so that's really the only two things that I've been actively knitting on. I did a little bit of crocheting on my blanket, and thank you guys for your awesome suggestions. About last time, me wanting to do a big neutral part in the middle. I really loved the suggestion of getting a couple of neutral full skeins and then breaking them up every couple rows with just some rows of other neutral mini skeins so that it doesn't look solid in the middle. And I love that idea. The problem is that I'm not supposed to be buying yarn. This is self-imposed, and honestly, like I haven't really wanted to buy yarn because I have so much beautifulness going on here. I went completely insane at Edinburgh and I have plans for a lot of the things in my stash. So it's kind of a bummer to have to buy more yarn. Yeah, but I don't have very many neutral minis at all. So if anyone is interested in doing a mini swap, particularly if you're doing something like a granny stripe blanket or a mitered square where you need a fairly small amount of yarn, do let me know if you would like to swap more colorful minis for if you have neutrals. And I really am looking for lighter neutrals. So creams, grays, it could be light pinks, light mint colors. Yeah, beige, did I say beige? I just don't want, by neutral I don't mean like dark brown or black or something like that. It can be speckled with other colors, but I want the base and the main color of the yarn to be a lighter neutral. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So yeah, it's just not worth showing it to you guys because I haven't worked on it that much. So yeah, we will move along. As far as acquisitions, like I said, not buying yarn, although I did. I ordered some yesterday. I might talk about it later, but it was very inexpensive and I don't have anything like it in my stash. I'll just talk about it now. It was linen. I ordered some linen yarn. I believe one of the people who either works at or owns the yarn shop Vollen Berlin, I hope I'm not getting this wrong, started producing her own linen yarn, and yeah, it looks awesome. And yeah, Hannah Lisa has some and she told me it was beautiful. She's seen it in person, so I chose some for a tank top I want to make because I've never knit with linen before, and Hannah Lisa is hosting a linen knit along So that's awesome. Go and check out the Hannah on the Road podcast for more details about that and her new Ravelry group. Yeah, so I definitely want to join into that. And then I got a couple of other colors just to play with linen yarn because I've heard it's fun to knit with, but I've never done it. Yeah, or I've never knit a project with it. I actually, when Hannah-Lisa and I met up in Berlin, she was knitting a sweater for her mom out of linen yarn, and I was like, hey, can I like knit on that a little bit? And she said, yeah, because she was just doing stockinette. So yeah, I didn't, it's different, but I didn't hate it. I hated knitting cotton yarn the one time I did it. It might have just been the yarn, I don't know, but I really despised it. Anyway, as far as acquisitions that I actually have to show you go, this was a gift from my friend Virginia, who lives here in Frankfurt, and we are in the same knitting group together. And I just did a small favor of watering her plants when she was in Italy, and she didn't have to give me anything. And I like feel guilty that she gave me this because it's so special. It's Molly yarn. It's a homespun house. So, and this is her pop art colorway, which I'm going to take the tag off so I can show it to you in all its glory. I adore this. I think I just want to knit vanilla socks out of it. It's on her gold stellina base. It's just so pretty in typical Molly fashion. I actually did think about adding this to my shawl, but I don't know. I'm not sure I want to do that. I think I want it to be really special socks. So yeah, like I said, pop art colorway. And Molly is taking a dyeing break this summer, which I think is awesome that she's built her business to a place that she's able to do that. Kudos to you, seriously. But I know that she's working on some non-superwash yarns for the fall, and I cannot wait because that is my jam right now, is the non-superwash. So yay! Super excited for that, Molly, if you were watching. And I can't wait to knit with this beautiful yarn. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. So thank you, Virginia. That was way too generous. But yeah, I think she felt maybe like they weren't really her colors and that they're my colors, and she's right, but still, I love it. I love it. Okay, so that's really it for knitting. So let's move on to sewing. So I haven't been sewing very much. I don't want to say I haven't had time to craft. I don't know that I've made time to craft. There have been other things on the agenda. It's just a phase. It's summertime. So what I have to show you is that I did make, as I said I wanted to, another pair of the Margot pajamas that are in Tilly and the Buttons book. My brain is not on today. The Love at First Stitch book. Because I had shown you a pair last podcast, and they're totally functional, they totally work, but I just wanted to do them again. I'm such a new sewer that I think that that really helps me. Like, that's just how I am. They didn't have to be perfect, but it was so much easier the second time. It's not even funny. Like, I knew what I was doing, I knew the steps, and actually I whipped them up in one evening, which to me I felt like was kind of impressive. And I don't know if I showed this last time. I don't think I had it. No, I didn't have it yet. I went back to the Flow Markt, or the flea market, and I got another duvet cover to transform into shorts. And guys, this is the perfect pajama fabric. It could not be more perfect. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's this duvet that on one side is the blue stars and on the other side is the clouds. I mean, come on. And I even did the drawstring half and half. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I kind of feel like maybe what I should have done is had the clouds wrap around here and this wrap around here. And I am thinking about making a little pocket because I meant to do, there's an option for like side pockets in the pattern, but I don't know, I was just like a woman on a mission focused, and I totally forgot about the pockets until I was done sewing them. But I'm thinking about putting a back pocket maybe on the butt of this fabric, like the contrasting. I thought that would be cute. So they're so adorable, and they're really, really soft, just cotton. So yeah, amazing. And again, I paid €1 for a ton of fabric, and I have a ton of it left, so I have another idea for it that I'm not sure I'm gonna think about it, but definitely what I want to do is I want to make a tank top sort of a matching tank top, and I think I'll just do clouds on the front and stars on the back. And I'm going to do the Willow Tank by Grain Line Studios because I want to sew, I almost said knit. I want to sew just an everyday tank top out of that fabric. But again, since I'm so new to sewing, I think that I want to make a pajama version first to sort of make a wearable muslin. So it can be practice. If it looks a little janky, it doesn't matter because I'll be wearing it to bed. So that is the plan. I have a pattern and I printed it out and like cut it out and taped it all together, which took a long time. You guys are right about that. But that's ready to go. I haven't cut the fabric yet. Maybe I can do that this weekend. Maybe that would be a goal. That'd be a good goal. Yeah. So that would be really fun. And the other thing I did was I have some new acquisitions because I went to a fabric market. So there's this fabric market that travels around Europe called the Holland Stoffmarkt, which is like the Holland fabric market. And it's pretty big, and it came to Frankfurt last Sunday. So Virginia and I went, and for me it was pretty overwhelming. It's kind of like, you know, going to your first yarn festival. You're just like, oh, so many options, I don't know what I'm doing. And especially as such a new sewer, like, I don't know anything about fabrics, okay? I don't know what's good, I don't know what's bad, I didn't know what I wanted to make, but Virginia does. She was on a mission. So we kind of walked around and looked at some things, and then we went and got something to drink because they had a little, like, it was outside, but they had like a little place where you could get a drink, and we sat down, and then I sort of made some plans. So I was looking up some patterns, and I decided to buy some jersey so that once I sort of do a couple more woven patterns, I can move on to jersey, which I hear like really isn't that intimidating. So there was one stand that had some really inexpensive jersey, and these are each, I think, 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, like giant squares, which for me should be enough to make a dress even. So I got 3 things. The first one is this sort of purple. I'm not usually a purple person, but I really liked this. Sort of like a mauve-y, I don't know, or mauve, movie. I don't know what mauve is. Yeah, but I really liked this color, and I think it would make a really nice wrap dress. So I was looking at the ultimate wrap dress, or I'm thinking about doing what Tommy did of Squirrel Pie Productions. I just can't speak, Tommy. Where she just did an Agnes top by Tilly and the Buttons and extended it just to be sort of like just a dress. And I think that she didn't follow the hack. There's a hack somewhere to do it, but she just made it straight down, and I think that's what I'd like to do. Then I got this sort of heathered gray, and this one's quite lightweight, so I was thinking for this maybe I could make a cardigan or something, just a lightweight thing to throw on. That would be nice. And then I really like this one, and it seems to be thicker. This cream with the black stripes. And actually I was thinking that this would make a really awesome maxi dress or something. It would also make a great shirt, so I don't know exactly what I'll do with it. But I think it's good to have, and it was really inexpensive. And yeah, I'm trying not to buy too many things that I don't have plans for, but I mean, they're all basic enough that I could pair them with a lot of patterns and make that work. And then I also got, this was sort of a weird purchase. This was at a booth that had a lot of Japanese fabrics, and a lot of them were, I mean, they were all really beautiful, but a lot of them were very expensive. Again, since I'm so new at sewing, I just don't feel super comfortable spending that much money on something when I don't feel confident that I won't mess it up. But I got 2 rolls of these sort of, I don't know what you would say. It's coated with something. It's kind of plasticky, so maybe waxed canvas, I don't know. But this one is upside down. I don't think it matters. I think it's mirrored. It's music, which usually, I don't know, I feel a little like cliche getting like really musical things. But if you can see on there, like the notes have little cat ears, or like over here there's a cat, or a cat playing a trumpet, and then a little mouse playing a trumpet. And I just thought, oh my god, it was so cute. So I was thinking about using this to put on the bottom of a project bag, maybe like a big sturdy bag for myself, because since I do have cats, their cat hair sticks to freaking everything. So that would be kind of nice that I could just wipe it off. Plus, then, you know, you don't have to worry about putting it in the ground. If you're on a picnic or outside or whatever, right, you can just wipe it off. So I thought that would be cool. And then I also got this one. I really love this. More cats. But these are the sort of good luck cats. And I really want to make a little pouch out of this for like a coin purse, and then also maybe for notions. We'll see. So yeah, I mean, this is how much fabric I got. Each one of them was €6, so it was funny that this cost as much as, or more than, like a humongous piece of jersey. But that's okay. They're really cute, they're special, and I think I can make really useful utilitarian things with them, so looking forward to that. So that is it for sewing stash and sort of plans. I haven't had very much time to sew, but I want to make more time in the future. And this summer might be a good time to do that after the opera season is over. So now I'll transition into a little bit of life chatter. Yeah, and the first thing, well, this also ties into knitting. It's yesterday I had my first coaching call with Hannah-Lisa, and it was so fun. So I mentioned last time that I'm participating in her Creative Boss Scholarship Program, which I'm super grateful for and super excited about. Yeah, it was such a helpful call. It was really cool. So I have a lot of homework to do, and I don't know, I was like, oh yeah, she wants me to like plan for the future and like pretend like this is a business. I mean, it is, and that's what I want, but I don't know, there were simple things, but they were things that were so concrete, and it's like, you have to do this. She was like, do you do this? And I was like, well, kind of. And she's like, that's a no, you don't do it. Like, you have to do it right, and you have to plan, and you have to know where you're going to get there. You can't just like hope that you're successful. Was basically, I think, the biggest thing that, it's like, that seems obvious and it makes sense, but I don't think that sunk into me. Sunk in for me? Yeah. Yeah, I think I kind of have this attitude about singing as well, that like I have no control over whether or not I'm successful, which is like a really shitty feeling to have, to be honest. It's like I can do the best I can, but people might not like it, and then there's nothing I can do. Which, okay, yes, there is definitely an element of that in the arts, that you can't guarantee that people are going to like your work. But I think owning it and really working toward what you want is, of course, really, really important. So I'm excited to do that work. It's going to be hard work. But yeah, so that was super awesome. Yeah, and then the other thing that's coming up is that I booked tickets for a trip home to the USA. And it's really soon. I was putting off, I wanted to go home. I wasn't sure I could afford it. In a way I can't, but I also, the way I'm thinking about it is that I also can't afford not to. I know that a lot of you guys have emigrated to another country, and you know what it's like, and you know what that first year is like, and I definitely need a break. I need to go home. Okay, stopped recording for a second. Yeah, so I'm really excited to go home. The sad thing is that I'm going home earlier than I'd wanted to, just because, you know, crunching all the numbers and looking at all the dates and comparing all the flight times and prices, it was way cheaper for me to go earlier in the summer. So I'm gonna miss Palm Fest, which I announced I was going to last podcast. I bought a ticket, but when it came down to it, as much as I would like to go to that, it's not worth sacrificing my trip home, or it's not worth paying, you know, like 400 euros more to fly later. It's just not. So yeah, so I'm actually going to be leaving here on July 7th, and I'll be in the US for 3 weeks. Mainly in Chicago for 2.5 weeks, and then I'm going to be spending a couple of days at the end of the trip in New York City. So I'm really excited about that, because I will get to see some of my friends in New York, including some knitting friends. So I've already been talking with Jacqueline of the Brooklyn Knit Folk podcast. And Jacqueline and I have met in person before. We met in Chicago when she was there for work and had a really awesome time. And yeah, I hope that I can see Kristen and Vollenbein as well, and yeah, maybe some other people. It'd be nice to meet some people that live there that I haven't met yet in person. So yeah, so I'm really excited and I'm really happy to be doing that. Yeah, it needed to happen. But until then, I have sort of like a crazy marathon until I get to my vacation, because yeah, we have 2 operas going on. We had a premiere last week, and then tonight is it's not a premiere, it's a Wiederaufnahmen, which is like, how do you say that in English? It's like a revival of an opera that they've already done at the Opera House. So yeah, for the next 3 weekends, I have 4 performances every weekend, which is kind of intense. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the whole time. Plus, I'm working a lot more at my English teaching job. I've picked up more hours, because that's helping me pay for my trip, of course. Yeah, and I'm knitting and I'm teaching online, through this company in China. And actually, I thought I would mention that because they are hiring like crazy right now. The company is really expanding, and it's an awesome job because you choose your own hours and you pick your own schedule, which is basically the same thing, and there's no like limit, so you don't have to do a minimum, and yeah, there's really no maximum either. So if anyone out there has at least, what they want is at least a bachelor's degree and at least 1 year of teaching experience. If you have experience with kids, of course that's better because we're teaching children in China. But yeah, you do it on your computer from home, and it's one-on-one lessons with kids in China. So anyway, if anyone has any interest in that, you can send me a message and let me know, because I know that they're hiring a lot, and that job has been a lifesaver for me, just to supplement my income during this crazy year. Yeah, but so I'm doing a lot of all of that and just trying to save as much as I can before my trip. And I know that it'll be worth it. So yeah, busy, busy, busy bee. But yeah, especially now that we're doing these operas, I have some time to knit in the dressing room and things like that. So that's always fun. Yeah, so I hope the weather has been nice where you are. It's been pretty freaking awesome here, although it's very hot, but for me that's okay. I love summer so much, and oh my god, I'm so excited to go back to Chicago. I want to go to a Cubs game. I want to, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird being back in the US, for sure. I'm sure I'm gonna have culture shock like in my own country. It's gonna be funny. So yes, anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbering. I'm just blabbing on. And I wanted this to kind of be a shorter podcast today, and I think it will be. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch my podcast. If you've watched before, or if you're new, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you want to consider liking and subscribing to the podcast. That just helps me know that you like it, and it helps more people see it. And that's it. So happy knitting, happy crafting, and I'll get another podcast out before I go back to the US, and then I might take a little break. But I might do some vlogging or something while I'm there. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to take my big camera. I want to pack light. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.